All right, so get ready, folks, because today we're diving into some seriously delicious territory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chinese food. We're talking about the best Chinese food in America, at least according to one very dedicated YouTuber.
Okay, this sounds right up my alley. Who's the YouTuber we're talking about? Someone I know.
You probably do. Joshua Weissman, he's got this awesome video. I tried the best Chinese food in America.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. It's the one where he goes to Flushing, New York.
Bingo. He spends like a whole day eating his way through Flushing's Chinatown. And he's not just hitting up any old spot, he's going for the truly authentic stuff.
I mean, Flushing is known for having one of the most diverse and vibrant Chinatowns in the country, so it's a pretty great place to start if you're looking for authentic Chinese food.
Right. And to make things even better, he's got a guide, Chef Maxi Lao, who's a real expert in all things Chinese cuisine.
Having a guide like that is essential, especially in a place like Flushing where there's just so much to choose from.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even imagine navigating that food scene without someone who knows the ins and outs. And speaking of navigating, Weissman doesn't hold back. He eats over 40 dishes in, get this, just 17 hours.
Oh, wow. That is dedication to the cause.
He even jokes in the video about hitting his food limit, but, all in the name of research, right?
Exactly. That's what we like to see.
So let's break down this epic food journey. We got to start with breakfast, right?
Right, breakfast is king.
And in Flushing, breakfast takes on a whole new meaning. Weissman starts with something called Bing.
Bing.
I know, I hadn't heard of it either before watching the video. It's like this savory crepe filled with egg and beef, kind of like a Chinese breakfast burrito, I guess.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. What did you think of it?
He gave it a pretty solid 8 out of 10, and considering he's known for having pretty high standards, that's pretty impressive.
Definitely.
Then he heads to Cine Cafe, which happens to be Chef Lao's aunt's restaurant. Talk about a family affair.
Oh, wow. That adds a whole other layer to it. What kind of food do they serve there?
They have some interesting breakfast options like macaroni soup, which I'll admit I was a little surprised to see, but Weissman seemed to enjoy it. But the real winner, at least at Cine Cafe, was the salted beef and egg sandwich.
Salted beef and egg sandwich. Okay. How was it?
He gave it a 9 out of 10, which actually beat out the Bing.
That's pretty impressive. I guess those family recipes really hit the spot.
And it's not just about the recipes, right? It's about the history and the tradition that's passed down through generations.
Exactly.
Speaking of tradition, it's time for dim sum.
Ah, yes. Dim sum. The classic Cantonese brunch experience. So where did Weissman go for his dim sum fix?
He went to a place called Lake Pilion, which is known for its super bustling atmosphere and carts overflowing with all sorts of goodies. He paints this vivid picture of, like, carts weaving through tables piled high with dumplings, buns, and you name it. It sounds almost overwhelming.
It's a feast for the senses, for sure. So what did he try there?
Oh, he dove right in. He sampled everything from lotus leaf wrapped rice to chicken feet, which, not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a classic dim sum dish. And of course, he couldn't resist the soup dumplings, which he described as perfect, emphasizing the importance of, technique, even in a seemingly simple dish.
Right, technique is everything. So any standouts from the dim sum feast?
Oh, for sure. He raved about the bolo bao. You know those soft, pillowy buns filled with crispy, savory barbecue pork? Apparently, they're a textural masterpiece. He gave it a 9 out of 10, which puts it tied for first place with that salted beef and egg sandwich.
Wow, so we've got a tie at the top. This is getting exciting.
Right. And this is all before lunch, keep in mind. But we've got a lot more culinary ground to cover. What delicious adventures await us next?
You have to wait and see. But let's just say, Weissman's next stop is a very special place. Chef Maxi Lao's own restaurant, Maxi's Noodle.
Welcome back, everyone. So last time, we left off with a tie at the top of Joshua Weissman's food ranking. That amazing salted beef and egg sandwich and the bolo bao, those delicious barbecue pork buns.
Right. A tie already. This is going to be interesting.
Totally. But things are about to get even more interesting because now he's heading to Maxi's Noodle.
Oh, yeah. Chef Maxi Lao's own restaurant.
Exactly. It's like the deep dive takes on a whole new meaning here, right? It's not just about tasting the food anymore. It's also about understanding the passion and the history behind it.
Definitely. And Weissman actually gets to hear about Chef Lao's dream of opening this restaurant, a dream she shared with her late mother.
Ah, that's so sweet. It's incredible how food can connect us to, family and tradition like that.
Absolutely.
But okay, let's talk about the food at Maxi's Noodle because I've heard those Hong Kong-style alkaline noodles or something else.
Oh, they're legendary. Have you ever tried them?
I haven't, actually. What makes them so special?
Well, they have this really unique texture, almost bouncy, you know, and it's all because of the alkaline water that's used in the dough.
Yeah.
It gives them this chewiness that's just so different from regular noodles.
Interesting. And Chef Lao serves them with her shrimp wontons, right?
Yes. Her wontons are just as amazing as the noodles. They're so delicate and flavorful.
Sounds delicious.
Thank you.
What did Weissman think?
He was totally blown away. He even got to learn how to fold wontons alongside Chef Lao, which I think made the experience even more special.
Ah, that's awesome. It's like connecting with the process,
Exactly. And Weissman really felt that connection. He called them some of the best noodles he's ever had, and he gave the dish a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, a 9.5. That puts Maxi's Noodle in the lead.
For now, at least.
Okay, so we've got these incredible noodles steeped in family history, and this is just one stop on this massive food tour.
There's more.
I know. Where does he go next?
Well, after all those savory flavors, it's time for something a little different. Bubble tea.
Oh, bubble tea, yes! I love bubble tea.
Me too. And Weissman found some serious contenders. He went to 3 popular spots. Hey Tea, Molly Tea, and Jingfu Tang.
Okay, so we've got Hey Tea with their fancy fruit drinks and cheese foam.
Right. Then there's Molly Tea, which is like the high-end bubble tea place.
And Jingfu Tang is the one with the brown sugar boba and the actual gold flakes, right?
Exactly. It's a tough competition. So which one won him over?
Drum roll, please. It was Molly Tea. Their jasmine milk tea really impressed him. He loved the balance of sweetness and that intense floral aroma.
I can almost smell it now.
He gave it a 9 out of 10, so pretty impressive. But, we're not done yet. This deep dive is far from over.
Of course not.
And I'm thinking, what could possibly top those handmade noodles from Maxi's Noodle and that award-winning bubble tea?
Well, get ready for this because Weissman's next stop is Corner 28.
Corner 28, what's that?
It's this no-frills, hole-in-the-wall Cantonese barbecue joint.
Oh, interesting. So from a fancy bubble tea spot to a hole-in-the-wall, I love the variety.
Right. It's all part of the experience.
So what did he try at Corner 28?
He went for the classic 3-topping platter. Crispy pork, roast pork, and duck. And of course, it's all served with that legendary ginger scallion sauce.
Man, that sounds delicious. Simple but classic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes simple is best.
So, did Weissman agree? Was it a winner?
Well, let's just say Weissman drops a bombshell here. He gives Corner 28 a 9.6.
Oh, 9.6. That's the highest score he's ever given on his channel.
I know, right? It's like, could this unassuming barbecue joint actually be the ultimate winner?
I guess we'll have to find out, but, it's not just about individual dishes winning, right?
No, of course not. It's about the bigger picture, the diversity of Chinese cuisine.
Exactly. So where does this culinary adventure take us next?
From smoky barbecue, we're heading back to the delicate world of soup dumplings. Next stop, Joe's Shanghai.
Joe's Shanghai. I've heard of that place. It's famous for its soup dumplings, right?
That's right. But what makes Joe's Shanghai special is the variety.
Oh, like what?
They've got all kinds of flavors beyond the traditional pork filling. We're talking truffle, pork, with crab meat, chicken and veggie, even scallop.
Wow. It's like a soup dumpling paradise.
I know, right? So did any particular flavor win him over?
Well, it seems like the truffle soup dumplings really caught his attention. He gave them a solid 9 out of 10.
Truffle seems to be a winning flavor.
It does, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got incredible noodles, delicious bubble tea, mind-blowing barbecue, and now a whole soup dumpling extravaganza. I'm starting to feel full just listening to all of this.
I know, me too.
I can't even imagine what else could be in store for Weissman's taste buds.
You'll have to wait and see. Part 3 of our deep dive will reveal the final dishes and, of course, the ultimate winner of Weissman's 24-hour Chinese food challenge.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the final stretch of this culinary marathon with Joshua Weissman. I mean, can you believe he's still going strong after all those dishes?
Seriously. The man has an iron stomach, that's for sure. But it's inspiring to see his commitment to experiencing the full range of Chinese cuisine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for his next stop, he goes somewhere a bit more refined, I guess you could say.
Oh, where to?
Jiangnan. It's a Michelin Bib Gourmand restaurant.
Okay, Michelin Bib Gourmand. So we're talking high quality, but not necessarily super expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that perfect sweet spot, And what's on the menu? Well, it's Peking duck, of course.
Peking duck. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
But what makes this one so special?
Well, according to Chef Lao, they serve it a little differently at Jiangnan. They use thin crepes instead of the typical steamed buns. Apparently, it's a more traditional way of doing it.
Interesting. I love how this deep dive is full of these little cultural insights. So how's the duck?
Weissman was really impressed. He talked about the perfectly crispy skin, the delicate crepes, the flavorful hoisin sauce. He even said he was, like, trying to find a flaw but couldn't.
High praise from Weissman.
It is. And he gave it a 9.5, which is almost a perfect score. But, this deep dive wouldn't be complete without a little unexpected twist.
What happened?
Well, picture this. Weissman's on his way to this late-night Wagyu feast, right? But he accidentally crashes a wedding.
No way. You're kidding.
I'm serious. It's hilarious. But hey, at least the Wagyu eventually arrived, and it was presented with a lot of fanfare, as you'd expect.
Of course. So was the Wagyu worth the wait and the accidental wedding crashing?
Weissman said it was incredible, but you know what really stood out to him?
What's that?
The Sichuan mala spice blend that they served with it. He was really impressed by it. He even said it was the first time he'd ever tasted a spice blend that actually enhanced the flavor of Wagyu without, overpowering it. He actually gave the spice blend a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 for a spice blend. That's got to be a first.
Right. But, it's not all about individual ingredients. Weissman's ultimately trying to find the best overall dining experience.
Right.
Makes sense. So where does he go next? With just a couple of hours left on this food tour, he decides to revisit the world of soup dumplings, this time at Nanshanxiao Longba.
Back to soup dumplings. It seems like those are a must-have in Flushing.
They really are. And once again, the truffle soup dumplings stole the show, earning a solid 9 out of 10.
Truffle soup dumplings, they're really making a strong case for themselves.
I know, right? But for his final bite, before the clock runs out on this 24-hour challenge, Weissman keeps it classic with some Chinese street food. Meat skewers from a vendor that's been a Flushing staple for over a decade. He goes for the chicken skewers with that spicy mela spice and gives them a respectable 7 out of 10.
A classic way to end an epic food journey.
I agree. But okay, now for the moment of truth. After 17 hours, 40-plus dishes, countless taste bud tantalizing experiences, Weissman has to choose a winner.
The suspense is killing me. Who wins?
The winner is Corner 28.
Corner 28. The Cantonese barbecue place.
The one and only. It seems like that simple, perfectly executed barbecue really won him over. Remember that record-breaking 9.6 score?
I do. Wow, what an upset. I guess sometimes the most memorable meals are the ones that focus on, quality and those time-honored techniques.
Exactly. This whole deep dive has been such a great reminder to, explore our own Chinatowns and support those family-run businesses that are keeping these culinary traditions alive.
I completely agree. So, to our listener, we leave you with this. If you were to embark on your own 24-hour food tour of your local Chinatown, what would be at the top of your list? What hidden gems are waiting to be discovered?
We'd love to hear about your culinary adventures. Happy eating, everyone!